I'll give you a little start. You go.
After a long day of travel, I arrived in a small town in Tuscany called Cortona with 20 other students from my university. It was to be our home away from home for the next 2 weeks. Our first morning was mostly spent exploring the town, meeting each other, scoping out potential restaurants that we wanted to visit, and just enjoying the views of the surreal Italian countryside. After taking a short rest break back at the hotel after a long day spent wandering and getting acquainted with the local cats, we headed back to the town square to grab some lunch before heading to our first class of the day. Although we were planning on ordering actual food items for lunch, all we ended up having time for was some cold water because it was quite busy and we had to rush off to our next class. One of the reasons that we were in Cortona was to visit the international photography exhibition that was taking place at the end of our stay. So for our first class, we took a field trip up to the fortress where the festival would be later taking place. After our tour was finished, we then walked down the hill and stopped at various locations along the way, such as the Basilica of St. Margaret, who's actually the native saint of the town. It was a really beautiful church and it had very interesting architecture and was one of the places on my bucket list of places to visit in Cortona, so I was really excited to actually see it in person. So cute. Oh, posso avere? Oh, do they have salads? Greek. What's a noun? Greek, I think, is feta and olive. During our second day in Cortona, we made sure to make enough time to grab lunch before class, so we ended up just going to one of the only supermarkets in town and picking up some pre-made salads. Our class this day was a lecture on the history of Tuscany and Cortona. I found it really interesting to learn about the place that we are visiting and how it came to be. After class, we all had dinner at the hotel, which was provided to us most days of the week, and that night we just went and got some gelato, which became a nightly occurrence before going on yet another walk around the town. We started off our third day by hiking back up to the fortress to take photos and gather some research for one of our assignments. It was definitely not easy to hike uphill in 40-degree weather, however, the view was certainly worth it. Perfect. That's perfect. After the hike, we met up with another group of people to have some lunch. I ended up just getting a salad that had chicken and vegetables on it, which I really enjoyed. And then we had the task of determining how much each person had to pay, since they don't split bills in Italy, which made it a bit of a struggle every time we ate out in groups. That night we took it easy, just had dinner at the hotel, worked on some schoolwork in the study room, and tried to get to bed reasonably early as we had to leave early the next morning for Florence. That concludes the first few days of my study abroad trip, and I'll see you in the next one.